Hello, I am Ashok Rai and you are watching Agenda with Ashok Rai. I request you to watch, subscribe, like and share this channel with your friends. Please feel free to share your disagreement or disagreement with us, and of course if you have any suggestions, we welcome them too. Today's agenda with Ashok Rai is Trump's friendship with Prime Minister Modi. Does this signal a softer stance towards India? In American politics, Donald Trump is known as a leader who speaks his mind and often makes unpredictable decisions. Once again, he has openly expressed his friendship with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Trump said, "Modi is a great Prime Minister. I will always remain a friend of Modi." Although he also added that he doesn't like some of things Modi is doing. He assured that the relationship between the two nations is strong and there is no need to worry. Sometimes these moments come. This statement has come at a time when global politics in flux and India-US relations are at a critical juncture. We are witnessing a thaw in India-US election, especially following President Trump's remarks about PM Modi. It would not be wrong to speculate that some back channels diplomacy is in motion. Otherwise, Trump's previous complaint that Modi doesn't even take my calls seems inconsistent with the currently friendly tone. The, the very Modi who doesn't who was not answering Trump's call has now responded promptly to Trump's recent statements. PM Modi wrote on X, "I appreciate President Trump's sentiment and his positive view about our relationship. India and the United States share a very positive, visionary, and global strategic partnership." External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar similar statements saying, "Prime Minister Modi greatly values our partnership with the United States. As for President Trump, Modi has always had a very good personal relationship with him." These positive remarks from both sides indicate that a dramatic shift in India-US relations can't be ruled out. Recently, Trump is facing heavy criticism in his own country by imposing the highest tariff on Indian goods. The American media, intellectuals, and politicians have pointed out that Trump's lacks of nuanced understanding of global geopolitics. As a result, he fails to grasp the essence of India's foreign policy and often issues contradictory statements. Indian foreign policy has always been rooted in autonomy, valuing relationship with all nations. One key factor putting pressure on presidents was PM Modi's recent visit to China. During the SCO summit, Modi not only attended but also shook hands with leaders from Russia and China. This sent a powerful message to the United States. India will now India will not bow to US pressure. This move by Modi was a strategic masterstroke, like a classic chess move where you align with your enemy's enemy just to unsettle your actual rival. As a result, Trump fell into Modi's trap and had to rethink his stance. Trump even tweeted recently that we lost a friend like India to Russia and China, which is a clear sign of his frustrations. American intellectuals are criticizing Trump for undoing 2 decades of diplomatic efforts that had significantly strengthened India-US tie. Many now see Trump as jeopardizing a carefully built alliance. It's evident that India and the US need each other. Geopolitically, China can't be a real substitute for India. A long-standing border dispute exists between India and China, and both countries fought a major war in 1962. The Tibet issue is also persists. There is deep-rooted distrust between India and China, and that's not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, during the brief India-Pakistan conflict this past May, China openly backed Pakistan and showcased its weaponry against India. So China can't be a viable replacement for the United States in India's strategic calculus. The recent 50% tariff by the US have caused concern in several sectors of the Indian economy, particularly in textiles. India exports a large volume of textiles and goods to the US. In response to the tariff pressure, the Indian government to reduce GST on some items to relieve exporters. There is also growing concern in the US about the possibility of BRICS countries, India, Russia, China, and others, conducting trade in their own currencies. This could threaten the global dominance of the US dollar. India's rapidly growing economy and its 1.4 billion consumers market are of massive strategic importance. If India drifts away from the US, the world may no longer be unipolar. After the Soviet Union collapse, the US remained the sole superpower. But if countries like India start aligning more with alternatives like BRICS, America's global dominance may face a serious challenge. With China being with China being the world's second largest economy, there is growing fear that it may soon overtake the US as number one. That's why former US Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden have extended various concessions to India, keeping it within their strategic circle. Let's not forget the 2008 India-US civil nuclear agreement signed between President George W. Bush and Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. This landmark deal allowed American companies to supply nuclear technology to fuel to India's civilian nuclear program, removing decades-old sanctions. It was so important for India that Dr. Singh risked the entire government to make it happen. Even President Biden gave India a wide berth in matters like buying oil from Russia, all in the context of countering China. Thus, the India-US relationship has always been mutually beneficial, ranging from defense deal to 5G collaboration to China balancing strategies. This all proves just how crucial and enduring the India-US relation is likely to remain in the future. Ultimately, America must accept the reality that India's foreign policy has always been multipolar. India can't sever its long-standing ties with Russia, and the US should be more understanding of this. The recent images of Putin, Xi Jinping, and Modi together shouldn't be a cause of concern but should be seen through a pragmatic lens. The two countries should engage in dialogue to reach a realistic and mutually acceptable understanding. So you have just watched my rapid analysis on the potential thaw in India-US relations. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this analysis. And once again, I request you to subscribe and like the video to help grow this channel. Thank you. Namaskar.